Hello, 5379 instructors. I'm Leanne Gardner, and I am the lead and the creator, not of the course per se, but I did the videos and built the course. I'm the builder. That's the best way to say it. I've taught this course in many different iterations for many years, and it is really to a point where I'm super proud of it. And we have, we're always tweaking it, but for the most part, it's looking pretty good. I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback about what could be different, what could be better. But I'm going to do a series of trying to make like under 8-minute videos about the overview of the course, mainly so I don't have to repeat myself all the time and we have sort of a library of the course. So this video is the overview. I'm not going to get into depth of the assignments in this video, but will in another one. So this is 5379 Advanced Practice with Individuals, Families, and Groups. Students who take this course are either in advanced standing or they are in their advanced year, their second year. So they might be in their first term of their internship, advanced internship placement. I think that's right. But these are all clinical students, so no community practice students are in this class. These are all students who are very interested in clinical work. Some of them in our online program, many of them want to be in private practice. So it is, in general, we get a lot of good feedback about this course. They really like studying the models, and they tend to really like the overall structure of the course. There are some common critiques, and I'll do that in another video. Okay, so I'm looking at the syllabus. That's why I'm kind of looking over my head. I'm looking at my desktop. The way this class is scheduled, is organized, is kind of an upside down triangle, and I'm just gonna flip back over. I don't think I can do that. I don't know how to flip back over, but I'll show it to you this way. This upside down triangle that's on the syllabus, I think that's upside down so you can't read it, but the way that this class is structured for maximum benefit is that first the student will read their homework readings, which are very light compared to other classes. There's a lot of async in this class, so I really have parsed down the readings. Then they'll watch the master video and answer some questions in the async. They will then watch their colleague's presentation, which is the role play of the model, and then they'll have class discussion about it, and then they will practice themselves the model that was studied. Not every single model, but theirs and then 3 others. So every student interfaces pretty intimately with 4 of the 8 models. They're all exposed to all 8, but they don't have to do assignments on all 8. So the course policy appendix is on page 3, and it is a very detailed outline about what we expect about participation. We expect that their cameras are on at all times and that they are engaged. Some students come straight from internship or are logging on at internship, and they might need to eat. That's fine, as long as their cameras are off for a short period of time. We really want them to be engaged. That's part of participation. The same's for you. We expect that you're on time, that you're fully engaged, and that you're not multitasking in any way for an hour and a half. We don't care what you do when you grade. Often I'm talking on the phone to students, and I might have my kids in the car. That's not ideal, but you got to do what you got to do. But during class, I make sure I leave my house and I'm 100% focused. Okay, due dates. The async work is due 24 hours before class starts. So that would be 5:30 Central. I do not take late async work. I tell them, like, you can do it if you want to, but I'm not going to look at it. And it's not because I'm being harsh. It's because I have a schedule. The async work takes a while to grade. And so once I'm done grading it, I have to move on. So that's why that policy is in there. Incompletes, I won't talk much about that. We don't like to give incompletes. They have to be present. Two late arrivals or early departures will be counted as 1 absence. There's a way in the LMS to track roll. Please make sure you do that, because sometimes if I forget, I don't remember who missed what class, and that can get hairy. So please try to take your roll, even if you want to do it during class so you don't forget, or write down on a piece of paper who wasn't there or who was late. They have to make a B in this class to move on, which is an 83. If they make an 82, they have to repeat the course. it's in bold and italics in the syllabus on page 4, but I like to reiterate that. It's really important that they remember field and practice classes, they have to have a B. Participation is expected. There's an academic integrity section, and then we get into the assignments, which I'm going to have another video about. And then on page 8 is the course schedule. So these syllabi are evergreen, meaning they don't have specific dates on them. If you want to make a course schedule you will make another course schedule that has the exact people who are presenting on what day. And I'll tell you how to do that also in another video. The required texts are the DSM, Corcoran and Roberts, or Cochrane, Craighead, and Wedding and Corsini. Again, this class is I think very manageable reading wise. A lot of async. Course appendices. Appendix 1 explains the case study and the presentation. There's also a Zoom link. The only thing that is not correct in the Zoom link is there's no longer a reflection paper a part of this assignment, and I tell them to look at the rubric to make sure they've gotten everything correct. Then the practice recordings appendix is there. The preparatory empathy triangle with a Zoom link explains what that is, and that is sort of the overview of the class. One thing I want to say is weeks 2 through 4, so suicide assessment, liberation health, and trauma are very heavy in content and in reading. Liberation health actually isn't. It has 2 articles and that's it. But suicide and trauma are very heavy, could be triggering to students. And so I really focus on them taking care of themselves. And then once you get into week 5 through week 13, it is very structured. It is rhythmic, and they know exactly what they are doing. They really like that. So they watch a master, they comment, they watch their student, they comment. There's a practice activity, they comment. It is very manageable. So suicide and trauma is heavy. I would tell them the first day of class, I'm just warning you, suicide and trauma are heavy in both content and volume of material. But once we get into cognitive behavioral therapy and all the models, it is much more manageable. They do so much better if they're warned and and they're messaged about it up front. So I would be very clear that first day of class to warn them that suicide and trauma are super, super heavy, and it will not be like that the rest of the term. So once they get into week 5, it's great. So I'm going to do several other videos kind of going through the assignments, but that is the general overview of the class. Like I said, students really like this class, and I hope you will too.